Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another training video. And in this particular training video, guys, I'm just going to be going through our trading plan, and we're just going to basically prepare for the NFP tomorrow, which is going to be on the 2nd of May, 2025. So this video is basically just a walkthrough, just to give you guys a little bit of more insight as to what exactly do I do, especially when I'm getting ready to trade and tackle the markets, okay? So without wasting any time, guys, let's jump into the meat of the video. Okay. So anyways, guys, I know a lot of people sometimes get confused about what a trading plan is. Okay. They confuse the trading plan with the trading strategy. Okay. So what you need to understand, a trading plan is a complete plan on how you're going to approach the markets, right? So the strategy is just part of the trading plan. Okay, the strategy is actually the way or the method that you're going to use and apply to the markets to find the opportunities. Okay, but there's other parts to this, right? So our strategy is the method that we're going to use to find opportunities, right? And then risk management obviously is when we are going to trade, we are controlling our risks using the correct lot sizes, those sort of things, knowing how much we're going to risk, knowing how much we're going to make, and basically just controlling our risks in short. Okay. And then performance, obviously when you are trading, you need to manage your trades. Sometimes you need to add positions, sometimes you need to close positions. So we need to be looking at how we're going to be doing that. And then also, guys, the trading times are very important. You guys know already about the trading sessions. So all of this stuff that I'm speaking to you about right now, this is what we consider to be a trading plan. That you can have more stuff, but this is generally what I have as a guide as to what my trading plan is. Okay. So let's move forward. Okay. So now today, guys, we're going to be preparing to trade tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow we know already that it is the NFP. Okay. And then in the NFP is big business, guys. You guys already know that. That's one of the biggest news events in the Forex market. Okay. So I'm just going to run through with you guys what I do. Okay. So when I'm getting started to trade, guys, I make sure that I'm prepared to actually execute trades, right? So I make sure that my accounts are funded. I'm logged into my trading accounts on my phone and then on my trading platform on my PC. I make sure that it's possible for me beforehand to actually open up the trades. My trades are funded. I mean, my accounts are funded. It's really, there's nothing stopping me from trading. Okay. So that's the first thing that I would do. And then the next thing that I would do is go through the economic calendar. Okay. So the economic calendar, guys, is basically the schedule that you can find online. You can find it online, and then it shows you when exactly the high impact news are going to hit the Forex market. And you know that for the high impact news, it has a big impact on how far or how quick the market can move around. Okay, so it's very, very important to have a look at the economic calendar. Okay, and I'm just going to show you in just a bit, right? And then the trading times, obviously, we just touched on it in the beginning of the video that, there's different trading sessions. So if you're going to be trading the markets, depending on how you want to approach it, you need to be trading the correct trading sessions. And within those trading sessions, you need to be trading the correct currencies and trading instruments too that you want to trade within those particular trading sessions. Okay. And then, guys, don't forget, okay? It's not enough just to know when the market's going to be active. It's not enough just to know when to buy or sell, but you need to have a plan of action. And this comes into play when you involve risk management. So, in risk management, you know that, look here, you have to make a decision beforehand that, okay, if I see an opportunity, I'm going to use this much of a lot size. If I see this type of opportunity, maybe I'm going to risk a little bit more. So, you just need to know not to panic when the opportunity presents itself. Okay. So now let's just take a few steps back. Let's look at the economic calendar, and then I'm going to show you guys exactly what to do. So to get the economic calendar, guys, you just type into the chats economic calendar, not in the chats, but in Google, right? I usually use the one on investing.com. That's the one I use, but it's not the only one. There's just several. Okay. So this is what the economic calendar looks like. As you guys can see, we have a lot of news events today. Actually, if you look at the markets, we actually had quite a few, right? As you guys can see here at the top, okay, I've filtered mine to only show me the high impact news. If you look down here where my cursor is right now, the 3 stars represent the high volatility, so which means that the market is going to move very rapidly. Okay, so most of the countries today are going through Workers' Day, so it's a public holiday in most places in the world. And then you guys can see, for example, there was a news event at 2 a.m. South African time, which affected the US dollar. Trump was speaking, President Trump was speaking. This had a forecast to be high impact news. More recently, right now, it's 4:15 in the afternoon. So there's these two or these three news events that are currently happening right now. You've got the S&P manufacturing PMI right there. It's high impact news, got 3 stars. You've got the ISM manufacturing PMI. This is got all these events have 3 stars. These are high impact news. So if you are targeting high volatility, or if you are using a high volatility strategy, you would use the economic calendar to see when exactly is the market going to be volatile. Okay, so now let's move on to tomorrow, because tomorrow is when the big stuff is happening. Okay, so if you guys can look here, you can see that at 11 p.m. tomorrow morning, South African time, the 2nd of May, we're going to have a high impact news event that's going to affect the euro, which is the CPI. But the big one that we want to focus on, guys, is this one that's going to happen at 2:30 in the afternoon, which is the non-farm payrolls, the NFP, for those who don't know. This affects the US dollar, and it's got 3 stars. It's a very, very high impact news event. So that's what we're going to be preparing for today. Okay. So already, guys, we know that the market is going to be very active tomorrow morning. I mean, tomorrow in the afternoon. So having said that, guys, let's just now do the analysis video. Okay, let's now prepare for and just see what potential trades are going to be available for us. So when there's the NFP, guys, so usually what I do when I'm using the trading system, I put it on the H4 chart, but you can still use the H1 chart to find opportunities, or the daily chart. Okay, I do the analysis several hours beforehand, and then I enter into the market and trade accordingly. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and do that and jump into the MetaTrader 4 chart, and boom, right there is the MetaTrader 4 chart. It's already set on the H4 chart. You guys already know the trading rules, what we need to look at in order to find a valid buy signals. For buy signals, the price needs to be above the 100 period moving average, and then the volatility meter at the bottom has to be above 70%, and then we can use the trading levels. Okay, so we're going to start with the Forex majors, which is the USD CHF, USD JPY, USD CAD, AUD USD, GBP USD, Euro USD, and then we're going to look at gold, and then also going to look at some indices. Okay, mainly your US 30, NAS 100, German 30, UK 100. Okay, so those are the instruments that we're just going to be looking for opportunities on, and we're going to be analyzing on the 4-hour chart just to anticipate what's going to be happening tomorrow. So if there's no significant changes, guys, then these signals will still be valid. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to analyze the market on the high time frame the day beforehand, on the H4 chart, daily chart, or the H1 chart. Okay, and then if I see my signals, I can enter, and then the next day in the morning, before the NFP hits, early in the morning, before London open, what I do is, if I see that there's no significant changes in what I saw the previous day, then I will trade according to what I'm seeing that morning. So if it's still the same, I still keep that particular signal. Okay, so now let's just jump in, guys. So this is the USD CHF, and let's just take it step by step, guys. I don't want to make this video too long, you know. So what's happening on the USD CHF? We can see that, just hold on. Okay, this is, that moved. Okay, anyways, so we can see that the price is above the 100 period moving average. We can see that the volatility meter is above 70%, and then we had a buy signal, right? So this is a potential valid buy trade. Okay, we've got TP1, TP2, and then we've got TP3 all the way up there. Okay, so then if we are interested to trade this tomorrow, we would enter the market where it is, use the stop loss right there the system gave us, and then, you know, we have TP1, we have TP2, and we have TP3. Okay, so USD CHF is a potential trade to take. So USD CHF, I'm just gonna note it down somewhere. Potential buy trade on H4, USD, USD CHF, buy trade on H4. Okay, I'll just come back to this one, right? And then let's move on to the USD JPY. USD JPY, similar thing. The market, the price is above the 100 moving average. You guys can see the moving average is down there. The price is up here. The volatility meter at the bottom is above 70%. And then, we've got TP1, TP2. So this is also another valid buy trade on the H4 chart, right? So this is also another market that we can actually look to trade, guys, just like that, just like that, just like that. You see TP1, TP2, TP3. Okay, so USD JPY is also buy. USD CAD, not a valid sell signal at the moment. We'll look at it tomorrow on the H4 chart, because we can see that although that the market is underneath the 100 period moving average, if you look at the volatility meter, it's at 60%. So we're just going to skip that one. Okay. And then the AUD USD, also not a valid trade for us, although it's giving us buy setups above the 100 period moving average. The volatility meter is saying that no, this is a downtrending market, and then now meaning that the volatility is to the downside. So we can't really enter into this trade right now. You see, if it was green and above 70%, we would do so, but we cannot. So far, we've got USD CHF and USD JPY as buy trades. Okay, and then here's a trade on the Euro GBP. Okay, this one just sneaked up on me. Okay, as you guys can see right here, the market, this is a sell signal. Why do I say it's a sell signal? The market is underneath the 100 period moving average, as you guys can see, and then the volatility meter is above 70%. So this is also another potential trade that we can take, guys. So I'm just going to note that down. Euro GBP on H4 is selling, and then USD JPY on H4 is buying. Okay. All right, so that's pretty interesting, right? So let's move on. Euro USD, let's see what's going on. Also a valid trade, guys. It's a valid trade. The price right now, it's underneath the 100 period moving average. Okay, it's underneath the 100 period moving average, and the volatility meter is above 70%. So that's also a valid trade, right? Right, but it's up to you if you're going to enter immediately when you see this. I usually do. If I enter the day before, I go in with a low lot size, and then the next day in the morning when I see that the trades or the market hasn't really made big changes, then I would trade according to the changes that I see, because sometimes there can be a big price shift. So you might find that in the early AMs, this market can shift and go to the upside, and then it can look completely different from what we're seeing right now. Okay. So, anyways, we've looked at the Euro USD. Let's look at the GBP USD. Okay, GBP USD right now, we don't have a valid trade. I'm just going to move on. And gold right now, we do have a valid trade, right? On gold, the market is underneath the 100 period moving average. As you guys can see, it's under the 100 period moving average right there. We can take TP1, TP2, volatility meters above 70%. So then this is also a potential trade for us to take on the H4 chart, right? Moving on. Let's just have a look quickly at the US 30. US 30 is giving us a buy signal. Why am I saying it's a buy signal? Is because where the price is right now, it's above the 100 period moving average, which signals to us that this is a bullish market. And then at the bottom of the screen, you can see that the volatility meter is above 70%. And then if we were to enter into this trade, we would enter right there, use TP1, use TP2, all the way up to TP3. We've also got a stop loss right there. Let's move on to NAS 100. Same thing with the NAS 100, giving us a buy signal. The price is above the 100 period moving average right there. The volatility meter is above 70%. It already hit TP1. It's going for TP2 and then TP3, right? I'm liking NAS 100 US 30. So far, from what I'm seeing, I'm liking the signals that we're getting on the USD CHF, USD JPY. I'm liking the signals that we're getting on the US 30 and the NAS 100. And then let's look at the final market, which is the G30 or the G40. As you guys can see, this is another buy signal. You guys can see right there, the market is above the 100 period moving average. Okay, you can see that the volatility meter is above 70%. And then obviously we've got TP1, TP2, and TP3. Okay. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Please do remember, if you will be trading, you need to trade according to risk management. And yeah, guys, take care. Good luck with your tradings. And yeah, let's see how it goes tomorrow. Take care, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.